I'm going to shoot this in one take, and I'm not going to really do any editing on it. I just want to get my ideas out here, and hopefully whoever's watching this, if they have any influence over at Vidme, maybe they'll be able to pass this on to whoever's in charge of this kind of stuff. I reached out on Twitter. I didn't get a response. I made a Reddit post, which didn't get any upvotes or replies, and I feel like this is something that's been sort of swept under the rug a little bit, especially with all the controversy surrounding YouTube and Google at this point in time. I feel like it'd be very wise for Vidme to capitalize on all this drama and influx of people who are looking for a new home, people who have opinions and who want those opinions to be heard. Now, yesterday, I want to say at least 4 or 5 videos were manually wiped off of the trending section because they were talking about the Google manifesto drama that's been going on recently. I think a few of those channels include Stefan Molyneux, Styx Hexenhammer 666, and Teal Deer. I believe many of the videos were marked in the tech category, as it is a tech-related topic and relates to the technology field as a whole. So all of these videos, mine included, had reached the trending page, and once I checked back again, none of them were there anymore. I didn't receive any notification or message from Vidme saying that something had happened, so I gotta be honest and say I was a little bit confused, even scared at first that Vidme had completely deleted all of those videos, but I checked the video manager and saw that the topic of the video had been manually changed from tech to news and politics, and I couldn't change it back to tech. Now, I'll admit, this is a news story just as much as it is a tech story, so I don't quite object to the change in topic necessarily. Perhaps it could have been carried out a little more gracefully. Maybe a private message through Vidme would have done the trick, helped me realize what had happened without me having to come to that realization myself. But I received no notice. It was completely without warning. Like I said, I don't think I would quite disagree with the topic change if it wasn't for one major factor. Videos under the news and politics section are not allowed to reach the front page. They're not allowed on trending. I don't think they ever get on the staff picks section. Essentially, in a way, these videos are neutered, because one of the few ways a video can even get traction on Vidme is if they end up in that section. So these videos were manually changed and thus removed from the homepage in one fell swoop. And for someone who has started posting on this site, and I'd venture to guess that this is the deal with a good percentage of people who will also upload to Vidme, mainly because we're tired of YouTube's strict and often unfair guidelines they place on content, discouraging what they deem controversial or disabling monetization, placing them in newly implemented limited states. If you have an opinion on YouTube that strays from any norm that they as a progressive left-wing company hold themselves, you're going to have a rough time nowadays. And a lot of people are here because of that. They want a place that's conducive to free speech, welcoming to often controversial topics, and they don't want to have consequences for sharing those ideas. And not only does this restriction from news and politics related videos disincentivize people from sharing their views because it's hard to grow without getting your videos promoted by the site, but the nature of Vidme going in and changing pretty much the entire trending section about the Google manifesto into a topic where those videos will no longer be seen by thousands of people makes me kind of question the intent of Vidme in the first place. It raises a few questions, like why did Vidme not change these videos earlier? Why did this happen only as the videos began to become popular and started to get shared on the site? Now, I have a hard time imagining that Vidme, a place that has advertised itself before as a bastion for free speech, is now falling in line with all the other big progressive companies and taking the stance that, no, we don't welcome viewpoints that challenge the progressive narrative. I don't think that's the case, but the way that this quiet suppression of a few videos on the trending section was executed, it kind of presents itself in that way, which I don't think is a very good look for the site. If Vidme, and this was pointed out in a similar post on the Vidme subreddit, but if Vidme doesn't want a certain political ideology to be expressed here, they should be clear of it in their terms of service or community guidelines. They should put it somewhere. A good amount of people are coming here with their opinions, and to present the site as a place welcoming for those opinions if it isn't, and to suppress them when they become too popular or because they challenge some accepted norm isn't really fair to the people who are looking for somewhere new to go. There is a hate speech clause in the community guidelines which warns against making content that promotes racism, bigotry, or physical harm against anyone or any group, but the problem with that remains what one person finds racist, another person may not. Who is going to be the arbiter of what is racist and bigoted on Vidme and what isn't? And that's the problem with many rules about hate speech, and why in countries that don't protect full freedom of speech, you have people getting arrested and sued for not using correct gender pronouns. It's a very slippery slope when we start going down the no hate speech route. Now, that being said, I respect Vidme's right to have this rule. I'm just pointing out a dilemma that I see with how Vidme can be a place for free speech and at the same time protect everyone from their own perceived version of racism and bigotry. I hope if anyone at Vidme is watching this, you at least consider some of the things I've said today, and I'm going to leave a link to a Reddit post that I found to be quite pragmatic and smart about removing the ban of news and politics-related videos from reaching the front page, which is something I'm in full support of. Thank you for watching, and, I like Vidme. I want to see this place thrive. Even if you guys decide that, you want to take this site in a different direction from what one of the, just one of the random guys who makes content for it is suggesting. I completely understand, but all I'd like out of this is to at least be dignified with a response from one of the people on the Vidme team. Thanks.